What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about what to expect from the Christmas event and what our plan is as well, because you guys know usually at Christmas time we start a brand new series. I'm thinking about trying to do the optimal playthrough version 2.0 where we actually stick to the plan of being optimal. I think that is going to potentially be the game plan. We'll see. But of course, in order to understand and realize why it is such a good time to start a new account, we're going to give you guys a retrospective, kind of looking back at last year's Christmas event, so you guys have a good idea of what to expect. Now, it is going to be heroic summoning scrolls. You are going to need your gems most likely. There's going to be some really good rewards coming up in the next month or two. The previous 2 months are like Halloween, Black Friday, kind of more spender stuff. Free to play, this is where you save your scrolls. You save it for Christmas and you save it for Chinese New Year. So we're going to have another Transcendence hero coming, and luckily last year's event was exactly the same. So let's take a look at it and see what we need to save and potentially what the rewards could look like. So in last year's event, we did have a special Christmas sign-in event. I would imagine this is going to be something very similar. And this is, again, another reason why starting a new account on Christmas every year is one of the best times to do it, because you have Christmas, you have New Year, you have Chinese New Year. There are a bunch of big events that honestly you should have an E5 hero before even Chinese New Year hits. And hopefully we have another sign-in event like this, giving a bunch of scrolls, giving a hero chest that was really awesome last time. Heck, even the relics, if you wanted to improperly spend them on a hero copy, you could. You should save them up for one of your first artifacts. And luckily this year we're gonna get artifacts, I think, at a much faster rate than previously, so that's interesting. Now let's jump ahead a few screens here. So it had the wrong image file. Actually, I don't think they put an image out for Vulcan, but Vulcan was the hero doing 1500 summons, 5-star, and all these soul awakenings. Gave you these little blue essences, and those were kind of important because if I remember correctly, I think you use them on this event, and then this event gave you the... It was really weird. There was like multiple currencies in this event. Of course, there will be a Transcendence fight, but I believe it was something like 900 heroic scrolls or somewhere in that ballpark. It might have been one of the ones that you only needed 700, which was like one of the best heroic summoning events we saw, between getting 5 stars, awakened souls, and stuff like that. It was pretty good because essentially what happened is you had to go in order, I believe, on these trees. But these trees were actually very easy to get. And you'll notice there's these ornaments that we had. So that was the premise of it. You wanted to get to 12 because 12, of course, got you that sublimation chest. Chances are it's going to be something very similar looking this year as well. Maybe an additional tier in here, since recently in Transcendence events, we've had an additional tier added in that has like one had sublimation, one had a core of origin. And then, of course, the big one will now have Scattered Spirit Vein and Aurora Gems. However, I feel like getting it free to play might actually be a thing once again. This one, of course, was very hard to get those special rewards. This is back when sublimations and cores of origin were still super premium. But essentially, you built different pieces of Santa, for example, and you can get it. If I remember correctly, you could do like 4 of these pieces maximum. Like, you couldn't go more than that free to play, but what that gave you was some stellar shards, some crystals, a 6-star hero. It gave you like a lot of good resources. I think last year we went for like heroic scrolls and like the 200 million gold, because if you're starting an early game account, that gold is actually very powerful for an early game account. And luckily, I think we actually started the week before just so we could start accumulating heroic scrolls, because what we wanted to make sure we could do was a certain number of these right here. So the Soul Awakening Gala, of course, that is something most people aren't going to pay attention to. I don't know if we're going to have it. If I remember correctly, last Transcendence hero, I don't think we did have it. I actually can't remember at this point. I don't think there was for Gaggy. I don't think there was a Soul Awakening Gala, so we'll see if there is. And then there was a relay pack that, again, gave some resources and stuff like that. So overall value, There were a lot of cool things. You just got like a free gift. There were the daily rewards. It was, of course, the summoning event was a prey event. So this is the other reason why starting a new account was so good, because when it does land on a Transcendence hero event, it's a prey event, which means you can put any hero you want in here. There's a couple things you do. Number one, go for the hero you need the most on a late game account. Number two, if you're not doing any heroic summons, you pick the hero that you have the most copies of in the bag. Pull all those copies out of the bag, and then you get a ton of 4-star gear sets, which is awesome. Number three, if you're on a new account, you just put Eloise in there. And even if you can only do 400 summons, you get a guaranteed Eloise copy, which in the early game is very, very important. Getting as many Eloise copies as possible is pretty key. Now, if you can get to an E3 Eloise, that means you can get to Sea Land 20 very quickly. E3 is all you need, of course, with additional power. It is helpful getting an E5 because then you can put Void imprints on and stuff like that. If you get lucky, maybe this altar has something, but if you're on a newer account, it's not going to add up to be very much at all. Value packages are the value packages. And then these stockings are what really, really makes it even for a free-to-play player, because you see how much you're getting. Essentially, you get each one of these stockings and you get those rewards for the entire week, all 7 days. One purchase gets you all 7 days. Now, the one over here is for a special package. This one, of course, is Starry Gems, which as a new player, you're not going to be able to get after that. But a new player can very easily get 10,000 gems, and you can see what that means. That means you're getting 25 heroic scrolls every single day over the course of 7 days. That's on top of like the 100 free you get, the additional 10 from a CD key, probably another 10 from like another CD key somewhere else, some login bonuses, some daily rewards. It gets very easy to accumulate these heroic scrolls very, very quickly on a new account. And on top of that, you're getting cores so that once you do get your first E5 hero, you can throw those cores immediately into Cumbents of Guidance, not Fate, Guidance, because if we're playing optimally, Guidance is the way. And then you're going to get some Stellar Shards and some power and some crystals and all that stuff to power your account up. Christmas Stockings is by far like one of the best parts about the Christmas event and why it's so great to start a new account. Honestly, I think the only other time that's better is like Anniversary, which is in early June. But we're usually busy doing other stuff at that time. So these Christmas stockings, this is why you're going to need some gems right here. There are some other festival things and stuff that require gems as well. I think this one was like based on the numbers you pulled, you got different rewards, and based on the number of times you got different things. It wasn't anything like super amazing great, but it was like another side bonus event. You get additional resources, and this is why Christmas is usually so good. It's just because it has so many different events at your disposal. And yeah, this is where you'll see like the super premium stuff coming from down the bottom. These are like pay to win. I think this is one of the few events luck didn't have much to do with these. It's just you just built whichever pieces you could based on the number of resources you had, and then that was pretty much what told you what rewards you got. So let me know what you guys think. It was a pretty good event. I'm expecting it to be a really good one as well. We're gonna have the Transcendence version, not a Vulcan, but yes, it's another light hero of Yorn Tum, the assassin, who's horrible. Hopefully Transcendence makes him better. I don't know. See you guys next time. Be prepared.